G'day cobbers and copperettes, it is Chriso here from Australia, and today we're going to be comparing Doordash versus Uber Eats in Australia. 17 different points to compare against the two of them on, be like which one is better. Now guys, it is moving into summer in Australia. It is getting hotter than a grill at a Bunnings warehouse. So I'm going to be short and sweet on the intros and the outros for this one. I just want you guys to know that whichever app you land on or that you work for, it comes down to market when it comes to earnings. So we won't be looking at direct earnings between the two because all these other factors impact the earnings at the end of the day. So I want you guys to understand the behind the scenes that makes up which app is better for yourself. So guys, without further ado, let's kick it on.
Wait time at restaurants. Doordash can frequently have a wait time at a restaurant. When a customer orders, it generally gives them 10 minutes to add further items from other stores, which seems to be intended to give a buffer to drivers arriving, but frequently, drivers are assigned within that 10-minute mark. If the driver is close to the store, it may lead them to walking in only minutes after a restaurant has received an order and having to wait while the restaurant prepares the food. Meanwhile, Uber Eats driver arrival time prediction seems a lot better. In my experience, the waits have been a lot shorter and infrequent, with most of the time the food being packed up on arrival or already packed up for pickup and waiting. First point to Uber Eats. Bonuses! Uber Eats has quests which are simple to understand, and you can pick which orders you want to achieve them. If you decline or unassign an order, it doesn't add towards your total orders to reach the quest, but it also doesn't reset them either. Uber used to have what was called boosts, where each order would pay 10 to 50% more depending on the forecast for the demand in the area, and drivers could plan ahead to work the times when the boosts were on to maximize their per order take. But this has been removed from the platform. Doordash's most recent is streaks. You need to do several orders in a row without declining an offer or unassigning an offer to get a bonus. If you do decline or unassign, the streak is lost and you have to start again from zero and start rebuilding your way to achieve the bonus. This is in a trial stage and not available widespread currently in Australia, so has potential to discontinue. But if you do complete your streak, it is extra money coming in. Additionally, in busy times, Doordash offers peak pay, where there is anywhere from an extra $1 per delivery completed to the highest I've seen was an extra $15 per delivery completed on New Year's Day 2022. These bonuses are on top of the standard pay and can make a noticeable difference to your earnings fast. The Uber Eats quests aren't available all the time or in all areas, and neither is the Doordash streaks or peaks. The companies turn them on when there is a demand, mostly to try and make sure they have enough drivers logged in when they forecast it will be busy. Both the Uber Eats quests and Doordash streaks and peaks are given in notice, but Doordash peaks can appear at any given moment if there is a sudden spike in order volume to reward the drivers logged in under the pump and to entice more drivers to log into the platform. Both have bonus programs that pay for deliveries complete, so both apps get 1 point each. Customer contact. Both apps allow the driver to message and call the customer while performing the delivery, and both apps allow the customer to select the option to have the order handed to them or to have the order left at door. Doordash allows customers to contact drivers up to 30 minutes after a drop-off though, whereas Uber Eats does not have that option. In my view, there is no reason a customer should be allowed to contact the driver after completing a delivery, and any post-delivery concerns should be funneled to the app's customer service departments. While the ability to contact the customer is fine between both apps, I'm going to award half a point as a bonus to Uber for not allowing customers to contact the driver after the delivery is complete, as there is little to nothing a driver can do to rectify customer complaints, whereas customer service is trained to and has systems to create customer resolutions such as applying refunds and credits. This is an unnecessary stress put on Doordash drivers when something goes wrong, and they may even be assigned to their next delivery, and this becomes a distraction to them. Pickup location and transparency. Uber Eats only shows the first pickup location on the offer, so you are blind to if it's the same restaurant or multiple if it's a stacked order on the initial glance at the app. While you can try to shift the map around to see how many dots there are to work out how many restaurants there is, this is not always practical, especially if you are driving. DoorDash, on the other hand, shows a list of all restaurants and businesses to pick up from if it's a stacked order in the text on the offer screen. This allows drivers to make fast decisions if it's restaurants they want to go to. You can also see the drop-off locations as points on the map to understand where you need to drop off to. DoorDash wins here as it's just more transparent on where a driver needs to go, and they can do it at a glance without having to zoom in on maps and count dots. Delivery zones. DoorDash has zones to log into to service them. Because delivery radius is based off the location of the restaurant and the restaurants don't conform to driver delivery zones, this can leave drivers taking orders where they complete an order out of the zone they service and be at a low or no priority to get another order while they travel back into their delivery zone to wait for their next one. Uber Eats does not have delivery zones, which allows drivers to get an order as long as there are orders coming in close by. On DoorDash, you can still get orders while out of zone, but you are at a very low priority to receive it. DoorDash has implemented features to drivers such as Dash Along the Way to get orders while you travel to a zone to work, and has also implemented a feature to ask the driver if they want to change to the zone that they are in if they have just completed an out of zone drop off and is busy, to get them back into a priority driver queue. While Uber Eats allows drivers to get orders wherever they are driving around and doesn't make them drive back to an area, the devil's advocate is that DoorDash uses zones to restrict the amount of drivers in an area at once. Uber Eats can have situations where there are large clusters of drivers logged in around one area, leading to long waits between orders. I'm going to award 1 point to Uber Eats due to the freedom of not having to drive back to an area to get prioritized for more orders, but I'm also going to give DoorDash half a point for the new features of Dash Along the Way and being asked to change to a busier zone after out-of-zone drop-offs. Next order allocation! Uber Eats can give you an offer once you are close to your drop-off, which queues up your next order to keep you busy to eliminate downtime. Until recently, this was a huge advantage to Uber Eats, but DoorDash has now implemented the same. The real killer to earnings in the Australian gig industry is sitting around between orders. Keeping busy with orders keeps the money rolling in. DoorDash used to put you back into queue only after completing a delivery, but now it also allows drivers to queue orders just like Uber. This would have been a win for Uber, but since DoorDash has started doing it too, this is 1 point to both apps. Visible metrics. Uber Eats shows customer ratings visible to the driver and customer on the driver profile. DoorDash shows acceptance rate, completion rate, on time or early rating, customer rating only to the driver. Both show total amount of deliveries though. DoorDash has better visibility on metrics for drivers, and DoorDash sets benchmarks for certain programs off of these. This does help give drivers a visibility of how they are going, but on the downside can increase driver stress to hit targets off these metrics. I'm going to give half a point to DoorDash for this, as these metrics does give visibility to a driver to where they can improve, but can also cause a lot of undue stress to drivers who don't understand what is good or what is bad. Alpha screens. Uber Eats provides a time estimate of their data to how long an order of that distance and time at the pickup usually takes. It uses Google Maps driving estimates and their data to how long drivers wait at that restaurant. It also shows the total pay rewarded for completing the offer and the distance required to travel. DoorDash does not provide a time estimate, but also provides the distance and total pay for completing the offer. Both apps give adequate time to make a decision on the offer. Both apps show the estimate of how many bags are required to pick up on grocery orders, and both apps show how many items are required to shop for on shopping orders. Pickup location transparency was previously addressed, but aside from that, both apps give the driver enough information to make a decision on if they should accept it or not. 1 point to each app. Minimum and maximum order values. Based off a standalone restaurant delivery, DoorDash has a minimum offer of $5.50 and a maximum without peak bonus of $25. Uber Eats has no minimum or maximum, and the minimum and maximum is determined by their algorithm. I've seen the lowest offered for Uber Eats in the $1.50 range, and the maximum over $30. Shop and deliver orders at a further value on top per item. Both companies play around with the values of these items, but the more items in a shopping order, the higher the payout. DoorDash has more predictable ranges and mechanics, but Uber Eats does have the potential to have a wild card, high-paying offer to come through from its algorithm. I'm going to award 1 point to each, as each has its own limitations and advantages. Add to route orders. So guys, an add to route order is when you're on a current order and the delivery platform offers through another order for you to add on to your queue. I'll keep this one short and sweet. DoorDash is offering a minimum of $4.50 for add to route orders. Uber Eats used to have the lowest at $3, but has raised it to $4 as a minimum. For half a dollar difference to the minimum, DoorDash wins half a point. Program discounts. Uber Eats has discounts and offers via their Uber Eats Pro program, based off your tier of driving, green, gold, platinum, or diamond. Certain deliveries give you points which let you level up to new tiers for better discounts on certain things. These include fuel discounts, discounts at Super Cheap Auto, up to 25% discount at Bridgestone Tyres, and seasonal discounts for learning languages with Rosetta Stone, Optus, Samsung products. I've seen telehealth services and even tax services. Even lowest tier drivers have some discounts available, but the more deliveries you do, the more partner discounts you unlock. DoorDash does not have a static discount program built into their app, but if you do make it to their top Dasher program, monthly the company can occasionally surprise all drivers who did over 100 deliveries and kept high ratings with free delivery gear, movie tickets, and other gifts. It's not a certainty though, but occasionally it does give an extra bonus to reward drivers who are hitting their top Dasher metrics. Uber Eats wins a full point for having programs and partners available to all drivers with clear paths on doing more deliveries to get the better discounts. But I will award DoorDash with half a point because getting free stuff occasionally is always a nice surprise. Okay, now for the dreaded tips. Australia does not have a tipping culture. I don't understand why we have tips here, but you know what? Let's talk about it anyway. DoorDash in Australia only allows to add a tip after a driver has been assigned by a button on the live order or by entering the order receipt section after delivery, which is not an obvious area for a customer to go to. Uber Eats gives clear prompts to a customer to leave a tip with percentage values or ability to manually enter a value. This is presented before the order is placed, when you rate your driver after drop-off, and is also available to add in the order history. In America, tips for DoorDash are prevalent in the order flow like Uber Eats, and even runs a further confirmation screen when a customer does not add a tip, but that currently hasn't made its way to Australia. Uber Eats wins, as in my experience, while tipping is as rare as hen's teeth in Australia and nothing to rely on, it has a higher propensity of a customer leaving a tip from how evident it is in the customer's order flow. 1 point to Uber Eats. Barrier of entry to start driving. Uber Eats has a long list of requirements, including an open Australian driver's license or an overseas license from 51 approved countries, but translated to English in all states except Tasmania. Proof of insurance over your vehicle is required, and you have to pay for your background history checks. There are also restrictions around the age of your car, especially if you intend to do Uber rideshare as well. DoorDash, though, allows from provisional license onwards and has no restrictions on vehicle age. This allows people at a younger age to pick up the gig who haven't got their open license yet, but the minimum age for both apps is still 18. And it also allows people with older cars to drive on the platform. The background history check is free, and you do not have to provide proof of insurance to get started. DoorDash has a lower barrier of entry to get started and has a free background check, opposed to Uber who charges for it. So I'll award DoorDash a full point. Order types. Both apps now allow you to pick what kind of order types you accept. DoorDash allows for restaurant pickups, grocery pickups, and grocery shopping for the customer, whereas Uber Eats allows for the previous plus package deliveries business to customer or customer to customer. Both allow the driver to control what order types they want to receive, but DoorDash does have the ability to only receive grocery shopping for the customer orders, whereas Uber Eats blends restaurants and grocery shopping together. Both are relatively similar in this regard, so I'll award 1 point to each. Logging in and logging out and logging in and out. DoorDash requires a driver to schedule in advance or a zone to be busy to log in and start delivering. Uber Eats, though, allows a login regardless and is not restricted to zones. DoorDash allows you to pause a dash, but you can be dropped off out of a ship if you don't resume the dash within 35 minutes of the pause. And if it's not busy, you will need to schedule in again or wait for it to become busy to resume delivering. Uber Eats allows you to just log out, and even if it's not busy, you can just log back in and you just start driving again. The flexibility of being able to log in and out without any criteria around it awards a point to Uber Eats. Payout flexibilities. Both apps will automatically pay out any balances outstanding weekly. DoorDash pays out on Mondays, and Uber Eats pays out on Tuesdays. Both apps also allow to cash out instantly after logging out from driving. DoorDash in Australia only has a small pool of banks where it's enabled though. Most drivers just wait for their weekly pay, but if you are with the right banks, you can cash out on the day in the case of an emergency, or if you just want the money immediately. There's really nothing special here and no real differences, so I'll award half a point to both apps. Delivery region-y dues. When you sign up to both apps, they will check for availability in your area, as this is you indicating where you intend to work. Uber Eats will lock you to that region, and if you try to log in a different town, city or state away from your indicated working region, it will not let you log in and work. DoorDash, on the other hand, will let you travel all across the country and log in and dash. This gives flexibility for working holidays, guarantees you can keep your side hustle if you move to live in a different area, and is great for people who want to earn a little bit of extra cash as they travel the country, which makes it perfect bonus income streams for our grey nomads, backpackers, and just those with an adventurous spirit. With Uber Eats, you need to contact them to change your region, and there's no guarantee that there is a driver spot available in the region you want to go to. And if you do change regions, there's no guarantee you can be changed back to your starting region, and you can be at risk of losing your side hustle with them. This flexibility gives DoorDash a solid point. So that's all our comparisons to run through with the pros and cons. Once again guys, this is not a what makes more money. In some areas, DoorDash will earn more. In other areas, Uber Eats will earn more. I personally use both, so I can multi-app during slow periods. Now, if you are looking to get started with delivery driving, I recommend starting with DoorDash first. I've got my link to sign up as a driver down below in the description. As covered, it has the lower barrier to entry to get started, and they pay for the background checks. You have nothing to lose from signing up, and it's a great opportunity to make some extra money. This could very well be your first side hustle. So click the link down below in the description, take the opportunity, make some money, and thank me later. Otherwise, if you are on Uber Eats and not on DoorDash, also sign up below to get an extra tool on your belt. If it's slow, you can multi-app to keep yourself busy. Or if Uber Eats ever deactivates you, at least you've got a second app to keep yourself going while you try to sort it all out with them. Once again, nothing to lose, just an extra tool. So cobbers and cobberettes, hope you enjoyed the video. As I said at the very start, it's not about which one earns more. Your market will determine that. One will be busier than the other. Only way to figure it out is to try it. Sign up to DoorDash, give it a run. Sign up to Uber Eats, give it a run. And then at least you got two going, so if you ever get stuck around, if you thumb up your wahoo down there, you know, doing nothing, sitting around, just playing silly buggers, you at least have doubled your possibility of getting more offers through, because you're on two apps, have the chance to get offers from both of them. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash like and subscribe. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one. Who are you legends? Peace out.